Allow me to deconstruct this narrative. Black people are not required to take up for issues that are not our own. We're not. Especially after this election, we've seen who y'all stand with. And it's not us. Like I said in my last video, this POC thing is not a thing. And before the few of y'all get in my comments talking about, well, I voted for Kamala, I don't give a fuck about none of that. I appreciate you for having a solid head on your shoulders, but we've seen the election splits. So I'm side-eyeing everybody. It's all of you until it's none of you.
All this is happening and you're withdrawing your support for Palestine. You're going so far as to make videos of you going into Starbucks, of you with a big happy fat clown ass grin on your face with a Starbucks cup in your hand because you think that's proving something.
Holy shit. They screamed and shouted quotes of democracy while attempting to destroy it. You scream and shouted quotes of equality and unity while attempting to destroy it. Look in the mirror. Look at you. You're one side of the same coin.
So I've been seeing a lot of videos like this on my timeline recently. And, where people are scrutinizing the way black people are responding in regards to this, in regards to these election results. And let me say this, I agree with the sentiments that are being shared in some of these videos. Like, I agree the jokes being made about deportation, the jokes being made about Palestine being turned into a parking lot. I understand that that's wrong, but I need people to understand that this is not a black and white situation. There is a very large gray area here. What I want people to understand is this didn't just come from nowhere. And the fact that we are now trying to make it a thing where, black people have never supported Palestine, black people have never stood in solidarity with other minority groups. That's just false. I'm seeing a lot, in people's comment sections like, oh, y'all support is transactional or y'all support is conditional. I'm sorry, that's just not the case. And now you're vilifying black people. You're vilifying black women, especially. After this election, black people are allowed to be angry. Black people, we've got our own issues, with Starbucks and McDonald's, issues that stem back to the Black Lives Matter movement in 2020, and even beyond that with gentrification and everything like that. So, yes, I don't agree with the jokes about buying Starbucks or actually going to buy Starbucks and McDonald's and all of that. I don't agree. Let me be very clear about that. But again, we need to understand that black people are angry right now, and rightfully so. Let's get into the jokes, for example, that black people are making about deportation. Again, I don't agree. But the person who y'all just put in office, at one of his rallies, there was a joke made about Puerto Rico being an island of garbage. But that's who y'all just put in office. But somehow we're being vilified for making jokes about deportation. Again, I don't agree. But again, we are also angry. And rightfully so. The person you just put in office has also said he would like to flatten Palestine. He would flatten them. That's who y'all just put in office. But you'll see right here. You'll see right here. What does that say? Kamala Harris is the one who opted for a ceasefire, who advocated for a ceasefire. She was trying to do right by y'all. And so, I'm not interested in your think pieces about what the Democratic Party could have done better. What else could she have said? What else? Y'all tell me. She advocated for everybody, but the person you guys just put in office is only looking out for himself. And to add on to that last point, why did you wait until the black woman ran to air out these grievances that you have with the Democratic Party? Explain that. The conflict in Gaza has been happening for decades under multiple presidencies, including the person y'all just put in office. But somehow we've made it so that it's the black woman's fault. That's not okay with me, because it's just not true. Especially because she's the one advocating for the ceasefire. She's the one trying to send aid to help out Palestinians. You know, I don't get it. I just don't. Because, yeah, we lost this election. But, you know, like, to my third party voters, did you really think that she was going to win? Keep in mind, Jill Stein was endorsed by Donald Trump, the person who said he would like to flatten Gaza. He would like to flatten Palestine. What are we doing? I don't get it. I don't understand the thought process. Y'all are clearly just anti-black, or you are just so misinformed. And let's speak on anti-blackness for a second, because in the months leading up to this election, black people were being ridiculed for wanting to vote for Kamala Harris. We were told in these months leading up to the election that we were using anti-blackness. We were weaponizing the term anti-blackness. We were using the term anti-blackness as a shield. As a shield. As a shield for what? Y'all need to tell me that, because I'm not entirely clear. But how is that okay? When in regards to this POC solidarity, how is that okay? I don't understand. I really don't. And again, it seems a lot of this y'all are trying to use as a scapegoat to once again vilify black people. And that's not okay with me. Keep in mind, the last time Republicans lost an election, they stormed the Capitol. And to this day, we have seen very, very little happen as consequence of that. But, you know, we make one misplaced joke and the world ends. We are the worst people on earth. I don't understand, y'all. Understand this, people. We've seen the election results. 60% of Latinos voted for Donald Trump. And majority of all other minority groups voted for Donald Trump. Y'all voted against your own interests. You have nobody to blame but yourself. You cannot ask black women, you cannot ask black people to stand in solidarity with you after this. You cannot be mad at the fact that we have decided to collectively take a step back from issues that are not us. Issues that are not our issues. You cannot be mad at that. You cannot be mad that we have decided to put ourselves first. You cannot vilify us for wanting to put ourselves first. Trump has said he will flatten Gaza. He's basically given Netanyahu free range to do whatever he wants. That's who y'all just put in office. But God forbid we make one misplaced joke. Suddenly our support was transactional. Suddenly we never cared about anybody but ourselves. I don't condone Islamophobia. I don't condone xenophobia. I don't condone the jokes and the Starbucks and McDonald's buying, but understand that we are angry and we are rightfully angry. There's a feeling of betrayal here that a lot of you guys seem to be missing. So I'm sorry. You know, I don't wish ill on anybody, but I hope that you guys get what you voted for. And when you don't, understand we tried to tell y'all, but this ain't our problem no more.
We were white, if we were Irish, if we were Jewish, if we were Poles, if we had, in fact, in your mind, a frame of reference, our heroes would be your heroes too. Nat Turner would be a hero for you instead of a threat. Malcolm X might still be alive. And everyone is very proud of brave little Israel, a state against which I have nothing. I don't want to be misinterpreted. I'm not an anti-Semite. But when the Israelis pick up guns, or the Poles, or the Irish, or any white man in the world says, give me liberty or give me death, the entire white world applauds. When a black man says exactly the same thing, word for word, he is judged a criminal and treated like one, and everything possible is done to make an example of this bad nigger so there won't be any more like him.